St. Louis, everything is so chaotic right now. I'm Haley Simon, your host of Lawton Blues. There's been a lot of rumors going around today that do involve the St. Louis Blues, so we're going to dive into that. And also, why is this week always so stressful no matter what? Even though we have 3 first-round draft picks, it still is stressful. And this is all coming up on Locked on Blues.
You're Locked on Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Locked On Blues and being our first listen every single day. I appreciate it a lot. And I also want to let you guys know really fast that today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Today has been crazy. This episode's going up a little bit later than I usually would like, and I let you guys all know on Twitter at Locked On Blues. And that is because of all of these rumors going around that involve St. Louis. And just so you guys know, my name is Haley Simon, and I am your host of Locked On Blues. I've been covering the NHL for years now, and I've been very invested in Blues hockey. So when it comes to rumors, I like to let it play out a little bit. Because imagine if I did this episode and then breaking news happened, it wouldn't be relevant to you guys, and that's not fair for you guys. So I wanted to make sure that I got all of the correct information possible. That way I could provide you all with the best episode, best sources, best information, and that way all of you guys in St. Louis and all of Blues Nation can feel comfortable with what's being presented. So again, I do apologize for a little bit of the delay, but it was intentional because there is so much going on. All right. So, Scott Lawton, he is a center for the Philadelphia Flyers. And today, Danny Briere, who was the Flyers GM, revealed that he turned down a haul for Scott Lawton, 25th or 29th overall pick and a future second round pick, which is what St. Louis has. And then Doug Armstrong said, had Scott Lawton at the Worlds and really liked him. So Philadelphia turned down St. Louis's offer, which is interesting because initially I said that St. Louis is going to keep their 10th overall pick. They're not going to give that up. And if you think that they are, it is only to trade up. Now, I don't see significance in going from 10th to 7th. I don't know what the Flyers would have made with a deal, but I still while Scott Lawton is developed and while he is a player that has plenty of experience and would be a good leader on the team for St. Louis, I just don't think that he would be the solution. So it's one of those things, but that was a huge rumor. And then Doug Armstrong is smart. He's not going to. Okay, let's go talk about this. Montreal right now and the Coyotes, they've been rumored to be talking to Columbus, who has the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Why would St. Louis give up their 10th, 25th, or 29th and a future second round just so they could get Scott Lawton? Like, that doesn't make sense. And we have to be realistic here. We have to look at the facts that we're getting. We need to look at all the information, and it just wouldn't make sense. But the fact that St. Louis made this move is telling me that I was right. And we spoke about this. There's just so many things going around. Another thing that's going around is Friedman believes that the Chicago Blackhawks could sign Vladimir Tarasenko in order to give Bedard some immediate help. I don't like that. Oh man. I don't like I see some of this stuff today I don't like. Um let's go see. And then obviously we have Colton, and he has been linked to the Oilers, Flames, Jets, and Blue Jackets. So, as you guys just heard, we have an insane amount of rumors going around. Um, what do we make of this? Is this happening? Yes. And it confirms the fact that Doug Armstrong will make a move before the draft, which is in 6 days now. Now, you see, guys, Doug Armstrong is a smart guy, and I do believe that he is looking, now that I'm kind of seeing a pattern, he is looking for a really experienced player in the league besides two potential draft prospects, okay? He wants that stable center, and with him going after Lawton just confirms the fact that that's what he wants. You see, it's an interesting thing because I just didn't think that he would give up any of his picks. And then I said maybe the 25th or 29th, but it's interesting seeing what's going around right now on social media. And yeah, nothing is denied yet. Nothing is denied yet. There's no official wording or it's all speculation. But this is the issue. Right now, St. Louis is in crunch time. They don't have a lot of time to make these moves. Now, initially, I could see, I don't know. I I could see Doug making a move 2 days before the trade. I mean, before the draft. I feel like he's not done pursuing things yet. And while today might seem a little down, like, oh, this didn't work out yet, there's still plenty of time. It's just like, it's one of those weird things. And what do you think? Because I personally, my mind is like bamboozled right now. I feel very, not, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but just what is credible, what is not credible, and what exactly is the plan. Because I was satisfied with the 3 draft picks. I was. Yes. I have enjoyed a draft pick that was in the teens, absolutely. But I don't want to give up a draft pick for somebody that will only be here for a season. Now, I'm not saying that's what the negotiation was. I don't know what actually went down. Okay. This is all things that I'm reading on social media, things that different reporters are coming out with. And I put out a tweet today because I feel like it was the most real thing that I could have put out. And it was like, why would St. Louis give up their 10th overall at this point? They're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to look to get the value out of their later draft picks because St. Louis holds value, as I stated plenty of times. Another player that has been brought up has been Travis Konechny, who is also on the Flyers. And this, this I could see as a fit. An aggressive winger, but I feel like he's just not big enough. And I feel like St. Louis needs bigger guys. And, the last time the Flyers and St. Louis really did something was with Shen, and that worked out for St. Louis and the Flyers as well. But for St. Louis, it worked out in our favor. It's a very interesting situation right now with both teams and this back and forth. I kind of figured St. Louis would be brought into all this chaos just because when you have that much value, of course you're going to utilize it. and as they should. Why wouldn't St. Louis try to utilize the fact that they have the most draft picks in the first round? Why wouldn't St. Louis use that to their advantage? Of course, we're going to use that to our advantage. And I think people tend to forget. And, we have a good goaltending situation with Binghamton and then Hoffer. And if he doesn't work out, as I said, sign that veteran third string guy just to have as a backup. Yeah. But I am realistic when I'm looking at this next season. This isn't going to be a playoff. Well, we're going to try to get into the playoffs, but we're not going to be like deep into the playoffs. We're not going to be cup contending, but maybe I can't say no. I want us to go back to the cup. Like, how great. But it's one of those things where you have to just be very realistic about the season. And all I want for this season is improvement from last season, which means playoffs. How will we get into the playoffs? That's a great question, Haley. Oh, thank you so much, Haley. It is by having strong defense and strong, fast, mobile offensive guys. Goalies, not an issue right now. And for a lot of teams, that ends up being an issue is the goaltending, and we don't have that issue. So we're one step ahead of all the rest of them. I'm going to take a breather really fast and tell you guys about my friends at Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app ever. You get to see images of your seat before you even buy, so you know exactly what you're going to get before you arrive. I personally love Game Time. I use it all the time. There's no hidden fees, and you get the best deals. So snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. All right, so moving on. Rumors, what is true versus what is not true. What is true right now is that nothing has happened. So I don't want anybody, and this is what happens. People panic. People panic before there's a reason to panic. If something happens, I will tweet at Locked On Blues what's going on. I will give you guys the most credible, informative information that's out there. Right now, nothing has happened. We still have our 10th overall first round pick. We still have our 25th and 29th. Nothing has happened. Yes. Did Armstrong potentially speak to Philadelphia? Yes. Has anything happened from that? No. So I just need you guys to not panic. Some of you guys on social media are panicking. What's going on? What's true? What's not true? Are we going to get rid of our 10th overall? We need to take a breather. We're not the ones in a position to be desperate. We're the ones that are actually in the best position to be aggressive. And I know that, like, I'm really dramatic, but it's true. And we obviously are not going to be able to get rid of some players like our boy Tori. We're not going to be, we're going to probably just need to get a couple guys in free agency. Unfortunately, free agency sucks this year, by the way, as I keep on mentioning, because it really does suck. But we're going to have to make moves like that. But in terms of anything that's happening yet, I don't see it happening tonight. So when you're listening to this on June 22nd, 2023, 6 days before the NHL drafts, do not panic. I highly doubt anything will happen tonight. Tonight is actually the NBA draft. So if there's any breaking news, I'm sure it's going to be from that side. Do I think there's going to be news over the weekend? Probably. I do. As I said, the latest I think Doug would make a move would be 2 days before the draft, so on Monday. I truly believe that he's going to do something this weekend. Now, it might be giving up a second round draft pick. Like, there might be things that we're not even talking about that might happen, which is why I'm bringing that up now. That I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. But again, if we're able to get a really solid player for a really good deal, I'm okay with giving up something to get a better return. But what I'm not okay with, Blues Nation, is not trusting in Doug. I really, I said all along, let Doug cook. He's going to cook. I knew it. I knew there was no way we were going to be going to this draft without making a move to better ourselves. And we're a team that needs bettering. We're a team that needs a center. Okay, Scott Lawton, would he be a good fit? I don't know. I know that when Doug was doing things with Team Canada, I believe, yes, he really liked working with Lawton. He did. And he said that. Do Do I think it would happen? Potentially. It's weird that there was multiple players on the Philadelphia Flyers that are being linked to St. Louis right now. I think that something obviously between the two organizations is happening because that's not normal. I mean, it's normal in a sense, but it's not. I mean, it's normal that it's happening. It's just it's a little strange out of all the teams in the NHL, and it's like you two, like when boom, worlds collide. But it could happen. I don't hate the idea of it. I think when, Lots is a leader on the ice, off the ice, he would bring a lot to the locker rooms, right? And he would bring a lot to the aggressiveness on the ice. But overall, I think that it would be beneficial. I wouldn't want to give up the 25th. I still would give up the 29th or 2nd. I think Lots still has that first round potential in him where he would be worth that. But I still really want to get Zach Benson. I'm not done with him yet. And then again, a defender we can go on and on and on about, Oliver Bonk. Like there's so many different guys that I was telling you about. And I think that St. Louis needs to be smart about what they're going to get, what they're going to give up. It just doesn't make sense to me. So we need to be realistic here. We need to calm down, not freak out. It will all be okay. But getting a solid center for, what, 3 million, like that's not bad. I mean, look at Ryan O'Reilly. He's like what, winning like 9 million or something? Like that's insane. Cap space in the NHL this season, I believe it's 82.3 million for all the teams in the league. So it's different than most other leagues. Usually, like the cap space in football is like insanely high. Hockey isn't as high. Okay, fine. But we're not going to be able to waste money on players that are not going to add that much of a benefit. I am not saying because we all love O'Reilly. I love O'Reilly. Always will be a blue. Um, I don't think he's worth that money. But if you're able to get a guy that's a strong player, obviously holds leadership positions, he was the assistant on the team that he's on now, Scott Lawton. Yeah, 3 million seems like a bargain, but it is all really dependent on what are we giving up just to get him. And I hate saying that. I hate being that person. I hate being that negative. I am not a negative person. Well, sometimes I can be. But as you guys know, I try to be positive on here in Locked On Blues. So, why is this week so chaotic? And before I tell you guys about the chaotic week that we're going to be having, I'm going to tell you really fast about bird dogs. Bird dogs make you look good. Bird dogs are a stretch khaki short and they're designed to fit slimmer through the thigh and give your leg a truly sculptured look. Bird dogs are truly the same thing as Lululemon, but except they fit way better. So they are awesome. So make sure you go to birddogs.com/LockedOnNHL for a free Yeti style tumbler with your order. That's birddogs.com/LockedOnNHL for a free Yeti style tumbler. You won't want to take your bird dogs off, we promise you. This week is chaotic because it is draft week. And this is truly the last bit of action we're going to have this summer before preseason or training camp. Probably training camp, right? Right. Um it's chaotic and it's stressful. It's not even just stressful for us right now. It's stressful for these prospects. It's stressful because nobody knows what's going on. And I think that this week determines the future of your team. This is the best draft class that's been, entering the NHL in a very long time. And, it's funny, these kids are all like young, like 17, 18, like young, but yet they have the ability to change a team's future drastically. And that's not something that's light, that's something that is huge amounts of pressure. So for you and I, we might be a little stressed. I'm a little stressed. So are these prospects. These guys, all they do is play hockey. All they do is live, love hockey. And we're here evaluating every single thing about them. So not only are we stressed, I'm sure they're stressed. I'm sure everyone is stressed. We just want to know what we're going to be heading into the draft with. We know right now, but when we hear rumors, things like that kind of change. And it makes you think, what is going on? Are we going to have one of our most beloved players end up being a Blackhawk? That would suck. Is a former captain of ours going to come back that we don't really want back? Are we going to give up one of our first round draft picks for a well established center, but is a little bit older? As I'm saying, there is a lot that we don't know yet. And there is a lot that's uncertain, a lot that is just chaotic, hectic, and insane. I don't know if there's any other word to describe it, but that's how it really is when it comes to draft week. And luckily, everything will be over soon. Wednesday is the day or the night where it's all going to go down. It's not going to be like one of those things where it's going to drag out. We're going to know soon. And I think that every little bit, and I don't want to say pressure because that seems like kind of like a bad rule, but all right. Breaking news. This is not draft related, so don't panic. But bump ba bump. The NHL Board of Governors have ruled that teams will not wear specific warm-up jerseys next season, hence specialty jerseys. So for different kind of appreciation nights. So that was just ruled. Hold on. We have more information. This is now from Elliot Friedman. Boom, boom, boom. From the NHL Board of Governors, teams will not wear specialty jerseys and warm-ups next season. Also, Cap, Ottawa, Arizona, and other teams with Gary Bettman here. What? Oh. Oh, okay. So they're, oh, okay. Okay, Neely's talking about like selling the Coyotes like usual. Okay. Huh. Interesting. So let's go see. So specialty jerseys include Military Appreciation Night. Now, the one that makes me personally upset would be the Hockey Fights Cancer Night. And I had to take a breather on that one. This is breaking news. This just came out from the Board of Governors. That just hits different for me personally. And then the Pride Night jerseys won't happen again. I don't know. Like, it's an iffy topic because no matter what you say, someone's going to disagree with you. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Obviously, all the charities that the teams, work with, I'm sure they're going to still be involved in that. It's just a way to not create some of the stress less. I don't even, you see, like, I just going to leave it at that. But that was some breaking news. Do you guys like my breaking news speech? That was really dramatic. I was like, boom, 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 boom. But okay, I have a quote from Bettman. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. Locked on Blues, your breaking news of NHL too. Bettman said, I've suggested it would be appropriate for their clubs not to change their jerseys for warm-ups because it became a distraction. This way, we're keeping the focus on the game and cause. Theme nights will stay. Jerseys will still be sold. Okay, as I predicted. So I was right once again, like usual. Wow, look at me. Like, I know my hockey. No, but it's true because last season, a lot of issues occurred and as I said, the organizations that they're going to be donating to are going to still be, accessible. So hectic week, as I said. This was the last thing I was expecting because everything is happening. I'm like, oh no, breaking news. Oh no, it's just about jerseys. I was hoping for a trade. I was hoping for some giraffe picks, but you get what you get, and you kind of get a little upset. All right, you guys, tomorrow, hopefully we will have some answers about this, and I will do some more journalism and investigation. Bye, guys.